Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. It is time to begin the next marathon. And yes, it's another anime. Can't help myself, but the reason, again, why I'm doing this particular marathon, and I kind of scoot back here, I'm really close to the camera. The reason why I am deciding to do this marathon now is because the second half of the final season of this anime is airing now on different streaming services and whatnot. It will be concluding probably before summer, and I think now is the right time to talk about Attack on Titan. And as you can clearly see, I'm a fan. Now, I did do a video about the first season of Attack on Titan like last year, like early last year. And I'm not going to take the video down because that really kind of explains more of like my personal history with Attack on Titan. So if you guys kind of want to know how I started watching Attack on Titan, then go watch that video. It's on the channel. I haven't deleted it or anything. So you can kind of get more of like what led me to wanting to watch it and whatnot. And this video is just going to be a general review. I can't remember because I didn't watch my older video of the first season of Attack on Titan. I'm pretty sure I gave it a grade, and I think the grading is pretty much going to be the same for this first season, like I said in my older video. But for this video, it's more so going to be about what, again, what the show is, what this first season brings to the table, and, if I can recommend this to you guys. So not so much personal backstory with this video, unlike my first video that I did with Attack on Titan. This is something that's going to be entirely different. I will grade at the end, and this is the start of my Attack on Titan marathon. Now, there probably will be some breaks. Like, I don't plan on doing, like, on my next day off, which is tomorrow, like doing, my review of season 2. It's probably going to come in, like, I'll probably do that in, like, every week or so. And that's not to say other things can come up, but in terms of like a marathon, right now it's Attack on Titan, but there may be some other stuff that may come on that I watch and I want to review about it. So, whatever, it's still a marathon nonetheless. So yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to go. I will be reviewing, as of right now for the marathon, I'll be reviewing seasons 1, 2, 3, and the first half of the final season of Attack on Titan. And then once I get all caught up, I will come back and talk about the second half of Attack on Titan and how it all concludes and how I think about it. So there's a lot to look forward to. And I can tell you guys right now, before we get into season 1, that I'm really enjoying the second half. And we'll talk more about the first half of the final season later down the road, but I'm really enjoying this second half. I mean, despite some character decisions and where it's kind of going, like how they're like presenting it is just beyond my expectations, but more about that later. Today we are going to talk about the complete first season of Attack on Titan, now that I officially own it on Blu-ray, thank God. I'm a collector, and ever since I really got into anime, I've wanted to have like my own anime collection. So I'm actually really happy that I have this. So Attack on Titan, season 1. What's the premise? So essentially we have 3 main characters named Eren, Armin, and Mikasa. And they live in a world where there are giant naked monsters called Titans that threaten the people living behind their giant walls. And after Eren and his friend's hometown gets utterly destroyed by Titans, Eren vows that he is going to wipe every single Titan off the face of the earth because he wants everybody to be free. And he has his reasons that I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil everything, but there might be some minor spoilers here and there, but whatever. It's a review. If I don't put like no spoilers, then yeah, but... So essentially, Eren wants to end all of the Titans for good. So after he joins up with the Survey Corps, he trains, and it eventually leads him to discovering some stuff about himself, and which really makes the plot go forward. There's not too much I can really go into it. Like, I don't want to spoil it because Attack on Titan, unlike animes, older animes, like there are a lot of filler episodes, but something like Attack on Titan, even with Sword Art Online, there's not really any filler. Like, it's all main plot elements. And for a story like Attack on Titan, there are a lot of spoilers. And I'm pretty sure that as I get later on, like when we get to the final season, I'm probably going to be going apeshit with those spoilers. But since this is the start of the show, I kind of want to keep it simple and not spoil too much for you guys. So, long story short, there are Titans, destroyed Eren's hometown. Eren wants to wipe them all off of existence. There's your plot, essentially, for season 1, and other stuff will happen, which the plot will then change. So, what did I think of season 1 of Attack on Titan? It has a little bit of a slow start. That's one thing right there. It takes a little bit to get started because for some of, I think really just for, I think season 2 is the only season that doesn't do this. But for pretty much all of the other seasons of Attack on Titan, the seasons, they go halfway through the season, they take a little break, and then they come back with a new intro and another side of the story that continues where it left off. And for the first half of the first season of Attack on Titan, it's a little bit of a slow one. I will admit, it is a little bit of a slow one. It takes its time. But once we kind of get to the finale of the first half and jump into the second half of the first season, that's when season 1 really starts to skyrocket to the stratosphere. And that's when I really started liking it a lot more. Because I did say in my older video of Attack on Titan that it was hard for me to get into the series at first because this is a very disturbing show. It's very disturbing, downright depressing. But what made me like it more after getting into it a second time and actually finishing the first season was the characters. The animation is beautiful. Amazing animation. I've always loved the animation of this series. It's not my favorite, but I still really enjoyed it. It's beautiful to look at. But also where this grand story from all the little pieces that they set up in the beginning to where we end in season 1. Like after we finish the season 1 finale, that's when I said, okay, I am most definitely hooked. Let's begin season 2. And that's what I like what this show does, is that even though it has those moments where it can be kind of depressing, there are moments of happiness and there are some really great interactions with some great characters that we meet throughout the first season that will continue to play a larger role in the series. But yeah, it's just that first half that, it takes its time to build up what it's setting up to, but once shit hits the fan, that's when it goes, and that's when I wanted to keep on going with this. I don't really have any other gripes with this first season. The only other negative thing is that if you've not read the manga and you're watching Attack on Titan for the first time and you know nothing of the spoilers, there are a couple things even throughout the series where there are very predictable things that you can predict for the story. And there was definitely, the first time I saw this, actually no, even when they hinted at it in the second half of the opening for season 1, I immediately knew what they were referencing. And as soon as I saw it on the screen, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what that is. I know exactly this. So that kind of ruined a little bit of the mystery, and I was a little disappointed about that. But when things play out in the story and how they set everything up, and then when all the pieces come together, the presentation just, I immediately forgot, like I called it. I was just like, I called it, but I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing how they just did that. It's very dramatic, it's very intense, and I loved it so much. And immediately after I finished season 1, I definitely became a fan. Like, I have a couple bits of Attack on Titan merchandise. I actually just got this hoodie today, which I'm actually really excited. This symbol is for the oh man, I call myself a fan. I can't even remember. Oh, the Scouts. I call them, oh my God, fake fan. I'm a fake fan. I'm just kidding. It's been a long day. This symbol is for the Scout Regiment. It's people who go beyond the wall of like the hometown to go and fight Titans, bring in supplies, and try and, you know, give people a chance to experience things beyond the wall. It's been a long day. I'm sorry, but I really am a fan. I really have loved where this show goes, and I'm really excited to talk more about it. I do have my worries though, and I'll probably get more into those worries when we get to the final season, but that's not going to be for a little while longer. And like I said, I'm really going to be taking my time with these videos for Attack on Titan. So, you know, season 2 may not come out. My season 2 review may not come out for just maybe like a week or so, but I'm doing it. I'm doing my Attack on Titan marathon. So that being said, for the first season of Attack on Titan, I think I'm going to give it the grade that I believe I originally said in my older video. I can't remember, but regardless, I am giving Attack on Titan a solid B. I give it a B just because that first half, again, it's a little bit of a rough start. It's a little bit aggravating too. But once the first half ends and the second half begins, it's going in amazing directions, and that's what makes it much more binge worthy to watch. So, still really great. If you're ever at all curious about starting Attack on Titan, I highly recommend it. It's a really great show. It's very epic. It's amazing to look at, and from what I've researched and from what I can tell, it's definitely one of the greatest animes that has come out within the last years. I think this when did this come out? I think this debuted in the US in 2013, I believe. I could be wrong. But yeah, if you're ever at all curious about it, I would at least say try to get through the first season. You know, go through the first season and then see if you want to continue on. I think it's definitely one of those shows where once you get through the first season, you'll either want to continue or you may not. It all depends. If you don't have the show on Blu-ray like I have, there are many other streaming services that have this available to watch. I believe Netflix only has the first season, but if you have a Netflix subscription, you can watch the first season for free. Hulu has it, Funimation has it, Crunchyroll has it. There's a whole bunch of streaming services that you can use to watch Attack on Titan. So yeah, that's going to do it for the first season of Attack on Titan. Slow start, but really great finish. And that's going to be about it for this video. The next time we come back for Attack on Titan, we're going to be talking about season 2. And we've got a couple things to say about that, you know, praises, you know, nitpicky things, all that stuff for a review. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I've been wanting to talk about this probably ever since I got to, maybe season 3 or maybe even the final season. But now that the show's wrapping up, this is the time to talk about it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the season 2 review of Attack on Titan. There may be some other stuff that I may be posting down the road, so the next video may not be season 2 of Attack on Titan. It might be something else, but I will be continuing on with the series until I wrap it up. So there is that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.